it means that we're not losing kids, we're not bleeding off. And the economy's not really that great right now if you think about it. And I was around in 2013 when people were losing their house and moving in with mommy and daddy again and all that kind of stuff. But we are holding our own, and I would encourage you to look around to other districts and find out there's people doing layoffs right now and they're projecting layoffs because they're losing enrollment. So what makes sense to me is in the classroom, kids want to go to the classroom. I take this one back to the bank, Harry. Teachers are in the classroom. I'm not in the classroom. If I was in the classroom, they'd throw me out. That's what they used to do. But our classrooms are retaining kids. That's why this happened. Next thing I want to point out, and I'm going to be careful because I have to be, this district used to try everything to get funding, including sponsoring charters, which is basically they're telling you in the end, if you drop the ball and you get somebody like whoever they were, I went down and watched them all get thrown in jail and indicted after they stood up there and lied to me. And the judge told them the same thing, the same questions I asked, and threw them in jail. And I sat there with a carton of cigarettes and wanted to make sure they had some on their way into the cell. Anyway, this district used to try everything to raise its own money. Okay? We don't do that anymore. But I do need you to know the reserve that we have that's very healthy. Look at our ADA. You all been told it takes 1,400 kids for this to be self-sufficient. So that money that's in the reserve, that's because the courts were too silly to take it back. That's where that reserve come from. Don't ever forget that. That reserve was not there. Had David not been over here fighting with me to try to make copper wire out of a penny, my God, she was stingy, but thank goodness she was. Hassan, same way. Kevin, it's really easy to blow that money, but without that reserve, I'm going to put you on the spot, without that reserve, and we all know where it came from, would we be solvent today? Not at all. Next thing I want to make very clear, this man right here, no one else, wrote grants to the tune of $5 million, or so much I can't remember what it was, which equates to $1.2 million a year. Where are we without that $1.2 million a year?
Same as what you
Yeah, so when you're costing our superintendent, get your calculator out. Now, what used to be number 3 is now number 2, labor contract negotiations. Can you budget in good faith of what you think they're going to ask for and publish it? No. I work for government agencies. This is the stupidest thing I ever saw. They're trying to anticipate cost escalations. I got a contract that's worth $2.4 million in one contractor. So someone's coming to me and say, hey, what do you think that contract's going to go up? Do you think it's going to go up 20%? So yeah, I'm going to ask for a budget appropriation for 20% on a contract that I'm going to bid out in a month. Wow, they might come back with 20, 22, 25% higher, right? Wow. So don't be concerned about this, but be concerned with what our revenues are and all this kind of thing. So I want to call out, again, we're keeping kids because they want to come to our classroom. People want to come to our community. Even though I'm here, they still want to come here. They stay in our school. Our teachers are great. That's where the work is being done. That's what keeps our kids. There's more kids. I don't know what that hill they're moving over there is, but it looks like there's going to be more than 3 houses up there. You know what I'm talking about? Is that developer coming forward yet, or is he still blowing all of his money on dirt movers?
Mostly that, yeah.
I think there's going to be hundreds of houses up there. And I think they might want to come here because our schools are all right. Again, superintendent, without your effort, and that needs to continue, by the way. I hope your pen is still full of ink. Charter school oversight. We've got a lot of charters up for renewal this year. And I'm going to expect that somebody comes to me and tells me why they're there, why we're taking a risk. What is the net revenue on a charter, any of them? it takes is one person in one of those charters make a bonehead move and create a $2 million case. If I pull $2 million out of your budget right now, what do you got?
A lot less. $2 million less. No.
Listen, you're out of here, so play along. Would you have this letter with $2 million less today?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Well, welcome, HR Director. You can go ahead and write me up. Okay. But guys, this is a first. Thank you, teachers, for your good work. Thank you, staff. Thank you guys for maintaining the building so the roofs aren't falling in and having there's all kinds of budgeting that has gone here. I'm so proud of this. I've never seen this before. I'm glad my name is on it because in the future, if it's not exactly perfect, I'll just go, hey, when I was president, blah, blah, blah. That's all the comments I have. Sorry for being so windy, but that is something to celebrate. But to Lester's point, Mr. Money,
Yes.
we got to keep our eye on the money. We got to make sure that we're not out 2 and 3 and 5 years from now laying people off and getting back to just writing and reading. We can't have that. Okay? So, we don't need to vote on that, do we? Good. We're on to item C, certification of signatures. Board member, Mr. William Mays. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
With the addition of our newest board member, Mr. Mays, we're required to approve certification of his signature to conduct board-related business.
Any discussion? Does this involve an FBI check?
Perhaps.
Okay. Call the question.
Cameron, I.
Mazer.
Jesus, I.
Brianna Texoni, I.
That's got it.
Fallsgraf, aye. Item 12A, B, and C. These are like related to policies of board conduct. I'm just not starting to feel pretty ill right now. These are this is just a public hearing, not even a public hearing. These are informational items and a first read. The first one is item A, board bylaw, BB 9320, meetings and notices. This is a revised policy. Go ahead.
Sure. For BB 9320, some of the recommended language updates, the major highlight is the teleconferencing that we've seen on the board agenda throughout for the past 3 years. That teleconferencing component will be on our agendas through January of 2026. That's one of the highlights. In addition, some of the revised language as far as board retreats, discussion meetings, as well as study sessions are in there as updates as needed. Thank you.
Discussion? None. Board members, including myself, we need to read this because it tells us what we should and should not be doing. Moving along, B, board bylaw, BB 9323.2. Please.
So for BB 9323.2, the revisions, some of the highlights for the updates include actions on non-agenda items, as well as challenging board actions taken.
Any discussion? This is about manipulating and dancing around the Brown Act, which I'm never known for. That's it. We're moving on to the next one. C, Exhibit 9323.2E, subsection 1, actions by the board.
So with this exhibit, some of the updated language pertaining to actions requiring a vote, such as actions requiring a 2/3 vote, requiring a 4/5 vote, as well as a unanimous vote by the board. The exhibit actually outlines when those conditions should be
really dislike the California School Boards Association because they encourage things like autonomy. So the idea is if you listen to everything they say, we always sit up here and go like this when he talks, and we're accused of being rubber stamping and bobbleheading. But they're a good place to go to where you don't have to spend a lot of money on an attorney to see some Captain Obvious stuff. And you want to loop again? No, good. All righty, we're at that point that everybody loves. Board comments, Mr. Mays.
I just want to go back to the every 15 minutes. I went to the assembly, and it was very eye-opening is the word. They did post the video that was made on YouTube, so I would suggest to watch that. And I just wanted to welcome you, Jacqueline, to our team. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'll keep my comments brief, partly because I'm an hour late for work, so I'll keep my comments brief. I want to do a special thanks to the individuals who put together that every 15 minutes program. I think it's very important, of course, to teach our young students the importance of driving and the awareness of safe driving. Being in law enforcement for over the 23 years, I've seen some horrific crashes, and it actually impacted me personally. About 3 years ago, my son passed away in a car accident, so I know the impact of driving and having that awareness. So I want to thank everybody who participated in that. And I do want to say, if you're a parent, you weren't able to attend that program there that was given, take the time to talk to your children about safe driving. Okay, because it's serious, and you think it doesn't ever going to hit you, but it can. So I appreciate whoever put that together. Thanks again.
Piggybacking off of that, I do love that program for our students, and I think that they're incredibly lucky that they were able to experience that. Super cool. And thank you to everybody that made that happen at Vasquez for our students and our families. Aislinn, to comment on your student report, you're always so thorough, and thank you very much. And I know every time I say that, I absolutely love your reports, and thank you for that. When you were going through your report, you just listed off so many students getting involved at Vasquez in all different aspects, and some of the names are names that we hear all the time, and those kids are constantly involved in so many different things, and I love hearing those names of students that are involved all over the place. One thing that I noticed tonight is that you mentioned some students that I haven't heard before, new students getting involved in things. And I think that is just awesome that momentum is traveling to more of your student body of kids getting involved. And that's one of the beauties of our small schools and a small district is one kid can be involved in sports and academics and culinary and the strategic plan and there's so many different avenues and so many different ways for our kids to get involved. And I just want to thank you for highlighting all of those students doing amazing things. And I know when you were also listing those at the end, you said, and me, and kind of squeaked that in. And I know that you're involved in so many different things, and you sit here with us. And thank you very much for doing what you do on campus and in the boardroom. It really makes a difference for your student body. So thank you. You also mentioned boys volleyball. I did get some information that they did win their first round of CIF. So congratulations, boys volleyball. I'm also told that their next game will be a home game on Saturday at 6. So I am putting that on my calendar. Volleyball is one of the most exciting sports to watch. I never played. I always watch baseball, and I love football. And then when my kids played volleyball, it was like, I have been missing out. So if you've never been to one of our volleyball games, definitely get out there at 6 o'clock, home game in our beautiful gym, because that is going to be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to Meadowlark's talent show tomorrow. I will be there with my family to watch all those awesome kids. That's tomorrow night. I believe doors open at 5:30 and the show's at 6. So if you can get out there, I will see you there. I have a couple of sincere apologies. One of my favorite events, or a couple of my favorite events as a board member, is to show up to promotion and graduation. I'm so proud of our kids, our 4th graders, our 8th graders, and especially our 12th graders. I have watched our 12th graders grow up. Some of the kids graduating are kids that my daughter went to preschool with. I'm going to miss it. So sincere apologies to our Vasquez seniors and our High Desert promoting 8th graders. Our Vasquez graduation happens to be on my son's 8th grade promotion at the exact same time. And our High Desert promotion happens to be when Sienna is going to graduate. So there's absolutely no way that I can miss my kids' promotion and graduation to be at what I feel like is my other kids' promotion and graduation, and it's really weighing on my heart. So I just want to sincerely apologize to all of our promoting 8th graders and graduating seniors, and it's something that I just can't miss, and I really can't believe that I'm missing those 2 humongous events, and I sincerely apologize to all of our staff and all of our students. It's something that I can't fix. I would if I could. So, with that.
I was just getting ready to say how excited I was for all those events. But yeah, the end of the year activities are coming. I think everyone knows where your heart is, so I'm sure they'll understand. George, thank you for sharing that about the 15-minute stuff. That's a big thing. Appreciate you sharing that. To talk about the positive certification one last time, that really is a big deal for us, and that increasing enrollment, I think I tell my own guys that work all the time, the reason people come back and stay is really because of all the people that are involved in the business. So the same thing is true here for our students. The reason that people stay, the reason people continue on is really has to do with our staff and teachers. So congratulations to all of you and all of them for everything they do. And welcome again. We're looking forward to it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, I never miss board meetings, and I missed the last board meeting because I attended a will. I stayed till the end, and I received nothing. But can you identify where that came from? But anyway, I was supposed to be the one in the box. Listen, I'll handle the comedy here. Nonetheless, whether it's here or not, California Educational Code, I can't read this number, but it requires me to be present for the length of your board meeting to be a short record. Sorry. On to reality. Students, we got a few of them in here tonight. Thank you for your work and everything you do to be the shining light of our community. Staff, thank you for supporting the students and have your eye on them. Sometimes it takes you to go to an individual student and say, hey, come on, you're better than this. Superintendent, I want to thank you for supporting your students and staff and for your 3 years of service and buying chains to keep you here, it looks like. And board, I want to thank you for your work tonight. This board does a lot of work that you all don't know about. Some of it's back there. Sometimes it's weighing things out and figuring, and I am proud of my colleagues and the work that they do, and I guarantee you they're focused on the support of this gentleman and the staff and the students of this district. So that said, we have any future agenda items? Hearing none? Yeah, so we'll go back to the calendar now. You see, when I do that, everybody whispers like parrots. It's just, you missed one. He's getting 2014 calendar. Regular board meeting May 9th, 2024, and regular board meeting May 23rd, 2024. I have no more wills to go to, so I will be here. Anyone else?
I will not be at the May 9th board meeting.
Okay, put those items on the agenda then. Anybody else? We're all good. We're gonna have a quorum. Good. So that said, can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting at 9:17 p.m.?
I motion.
Second. Call to question.
Cameron, aye.
Mays, aye.
Yes, who's that?
Brianna Texoni, aye.
Mascot, aye.
And Fallsgraf, aye. Thank you all.